Hey there, Julia here. Thank you for 10,000 subscribers. Woo! So today we are celebrating by answering some Q&A questions. I grabbed questions, kind of combined them from YouTube and from Instagram, and today we'll answer 10 of them, ranging from talking about my top 5, like if I only had to choose 5 pen and inks, like what would I choose? We're talking about something that I was excited about and didn't end up loving, so a little bit of tea there. And we'll talk about some YouTube stuff, representation in the space, all of that. So super excited to get into these questions. Thank you so much for submitting questions and for being here, of course. If you stick around until the end, there is a special 10K giveaway. So yeah, stick around so that you get all the details about that giveaway. I'm gonna be working in my ink journal for this video and just kind of visually showing some of the answers to the questions here, and it should be a good time. So let's get into it. Okay, so I have my ink journal here and we'll do a fun little spread as we go along. I feel like it may take up multiple pages, we shall see. But the first question is, how did you get into fountain pens and inks? So fountain pens have really always been around because I have a very artistic background and I have my degree in visual art, but fountain pens to me seemed really complicated, but I really only knew of like the dip pens, the calligraphy pens, things like that. And I knew that A, they were hard to write with, and B, they didn't really hold that much ink. And so you would have to keep dipping to write with it, and it just did not seem practical. But I just did not know about fountain pens with internal systems, all of that. So I got into fountain pens via the Papercraft Pantry Pen Club subscription. It's no longer an active thing, but every month they would send just like, you know, gel pens, rollerball pens, maybe some pencils, just like I would say maybe 5 different things. And I think I was only in it for 2 or 3 months before they shut it down. But one of the last times, or the next to the last time, they sent what would be my first fountain pen. And so that is how I got into it. From there, it was kind of off to the races. So that was for fountain pens. And then for inks, I was attracted to Ferris wheel press, mostly because of the design, the packaging, the marketing got me. And so I'm pretty sure some of my first inks were Ferris wheel press inks, and I still love many of them now, but that is kind of the segue into inks for me. Okay, the next question is, what was your very first fountain pen and would you recommend it today? That is an awesome question. I've made stickers for some of these, but I forgot to make it for this one. This is my first fountain pen, and this is the one that came in the Papercraft Pantry Pen Club subscription. This is the Kaweco Sport with a medium nib, and it is still very lovely, very juicy. And I loved how quickly, like I put the cartridge in for the first time. I think it was a blue cartridge, just a regular old Kaweco cartridge, if I remember correctly. And it just wrote like a dream, nice and juicy. And I just thought I was so fancy. And so, yeah, here is my first fountain pen. And would I recommend it today? Yes, it is a really great starter pen, especially when you're working with cartridges. It gets a little iffy if you start using converters because it doesn't come with one and you have to find a short one, and usually like it's a whole process that may be a little daunting for beginners, but especially with cartridges, a great beginner pen. It does not dry out quickly and it's reliable. So yeah, I would say that the Kaweco Sport is something that I would recommend today. I'm gonna catch up really quick on the spread here. Okay, the next question, all of these questions are good. So the third question is, what is your current Grail pen? Or has that idea changed over time? Honestly, nothing super pressing comes to mind as far as like a Grail pen, and I feel like that's a really odd change for me. I usually have a Grail pen in mind, and yeah, I feel like acquisitions in general seem a little slow lately, and it may be because of the price increases, but I think maybe like more likely, I think that I've just realized that there's constantly just going to be releases and new colorways of great pens. So now I feel like I'm truly looking for unique pens or designs that really call to me. I still, though, if we're answering the question, would really love to own a Pelikan M1000 in the white ray with like all the rodden all around it. But I honestly don't know if that'll ever be a thing just because the cost is like insane. I just don't know if I will be spending that on a pen. But maybe if I don't acquire but one pen or two pens for an entire year, maybe. But here is the sticker of the Pelikan M1000 in the white ray. And we'll say it's the current Grail pen. Okay, the next question I really love as well. It is, what is your current comfort pen and ink combo? So for this one, let me grab it. For this one, I went with a pen that I pretty much always have inked. You may not see it on the currently inked rotation, but it is on my desk at all times. I've had it inked with the same ink since I've come home with this from the San Francisco Pen Show in 2025. And it's just one that if I want to get cozy, this is what I grab. And it's just beautiful. The grind feels so perfectly matched to my writing. And so this is the Say fountain pen in the jellyfish colorway with a chinkin technique. It has Annabelle's harmonic nib installed in here permanently, and for me right now, permanently in here. And the grind on it is, it's a very like fine medium, very smooth cursive italic. And yeah, I really enjoy it. And it's inked up with a Kobe ink called Sumiyoshi Brown. So we'll do a little swatch of that. It's Kobe number 40. It's like a beautiful gray brown. Of course, are we out? And we might be out of ink, and it's time to re-ink this. Yeah. It's gorgeous. And then we of course have our pen sticker, which these are a little large. I'm gonna cover this and then write it again. Yeah, and you can see, let's look at the downstrokes. Thick. It is a very soft nib, so you have a little bit of give to it, which I really like, and then the thinner cross strokes. This is fun that this is also question number 5. So question number 5 is, if you could only keep 5 pens and 5 inks, what would you choose? I would never only want to choose 5. Just saying. And I did not really try to get super clever with this as far as I must have a flex nib, I must have a pocket pen, I must have an everyday writer, like that type of thing. I just went with my gut and just picked my favorite 5 pens right now, and then I picked my favorite 5 inks right now. And do they go together? Not, that's not the way I thought about it, but they may. I don't know. I haven't seen them like all on a page yet. So let's talk about the pens first. I have stickers of them, but I can actually pull out the real ones too. So the first one that I'm choosing should really not be a surprise. This was my favorite pen from my favorite pen and ink pairings of 2025. And this is the Pilot 743 in the Verdigris colorway. And this is a really great everyday writer, and I love the nib. It's a medium nib, and it's comfortable and it's classy. I love the cigar shape. So this one's definitely one of the top 5. In no particular order, I will say that this list will be in. Also gonna throw the Say fountain pen that we just talked about in this lineup as well as one of my favorites. The next one is a sentimental one, and so it has to be chosen for the top 5. This is the original wedding pen, and this has bits of my wedding bouquet in here, and this was done by Papa J Studio. And I really love that the nib has our little wedding logo on it. And the grind on here is one of my favorite grinds. It's the Imperial grind. And yeah, so this one is definitely in the faves as well. I would say it's another one of those like comfort pens too. It's always inked with something, and I reach for it pretty often. My next fave has to be my Pelikan M1000. This is in the green stripe. And I love a chunky pen with my like long fingers and large hands. Like, it's just really comfortable. It feels really substantial. I like on the old style Pelikans like this one is, how you can see in between the stripes here, so you can see when you have ink. Right now it's not inked, so you can't see anything sloshing around, but you would be able to see the ink here moving around. This has an extra fine nib, but it writes more like a fine. It's really juicy, it's really smooth, and I love a good Pelikan gold nib. And then the last pen that I would choose for my keep only 5, I think I would go for the Sailor King of Pen, which is the most recent acquisition out of these 5. And I mean, similar to the Pelikan M1000, like it's a little chunky compared to the other pens in the Sailor line, which I really like. It's really comfortable for me to write with. You also get the lovely Sailor experience. This is a 21K nib in a medium, so it writes more like a Western fine, but you get just the smallest amount of feedback. But the nib, there's something about the larger King of Pen nib. It's so good, and I've just really enjoyed writing with this one this month, so much so that I think that it deserves a spot in the if I can only keep 5. Okay, so there are our pens, and let's talk about and swatch the 5 inks. Again, these are in no particular order as well. The first one I am choosing is Monteverde California Teal. I think it's gorgeous. It is a wet and very saturated ink. It has a nice sheen, like a red sheen, and I just really enjoy this one. Going to use my Sailor Hakoto dip pen for the writing in these. Okay, the next ink that I would choose to keep would be by the wet pen. This is called Giant Pacific Octopus. I love this one. It looks so cool. It's like it's gonna be hard to categorize this because it looks so different on different papers. It goes down and looks so like bloody red, but also dries down like this really cool bronzy brown color. And I love that you can see it really well in writing as well, even if it's like a fine nib. The next one I would go with is, I think, just one of those classic fountain pen inks, crowd favorite. Literally would have to have it if I can only choose 5. This is Diamine Ancient Copper. I love a rusty, dark orange like this, and the shading here is subtle. I love that. It's just a really great ink. Next up is a recent acquisition, but like if I could only choose 5, like I'm so proud of this ink and I've been loving it ever since it got here, and I've inked it up for promo stuff and videos and just to have because I'm super proud of it. This is Robert Oster Love Letter, which is my Hatch collaboration project with the Love Letter pen, but this is the ink and I really love this one. Such an odd color as an ink. Like, it is one of the colors from our wedding palette, but it looks so interesting as an ink. It is like a dusty mauve and it has like pink and gray undertones. Like obviously it would go with the wedding pen, but that's kind of something. That's kind of fun with that as match. And then, do you think you can guess the last ink of the 5? So the last ink I would pick if I could only have 5, which is just so cruel, is Sailor Suki Gakoro. I've been loving this. I also love Zare Gakoro, but I just wanted to choose this one because it's a little more interesting color-wise. And so, yeah, I love Sailor inks, and I realized that I didn't have any Sailor inks. So cool, and it kind of satisfies, at least on this paper right now, the more teal. Like this is California teal, but it to me looks more green. But Suki Gakoro looks more teal, even though we're gonna get it like, and it's gonna do weird things. Oh my gosh, yeah. Fun, it's so fun. The way it looks so different on different papers. So yeah, those would be my 5 inks that I would just leave with, which is crazy. There's nothing really bright. Let's see, reddish. So I would have red, orange, not really a yellow or gold, green, no blues, purple, brown. Yeah, it's a pretty nice range. And I feel like these would go together, these would go together. Well, really, just about anything could go in here. Suki Gakoro would look good in here. With the wedding pen, California teal, love letter, Suki Gakoro, that would be great. In the M1000, California teal, Suki Gakoro. And then for the King of Pen, love letter. What would Ancient Copper even go in? I guess like maybe the Say. Okay, we are overthinking this, but here they are. If I only had to pick 5 pens and 5 inks. Okay, the next question is really fun. What's one pen and ink you were excited about but didn't end up loving. So you're trying to get some tea out of me, and that's totally fine. I'm here for it. So let's talk about a pen first. So I've had, I think, 4 of these pens, and now I don't have any. I've sold them all. But I'm gonna go with the Navalor Original Plus. So many beautiful designs and resins, and I really love the system. Like it's a vac fill pen that looks kind of like a Twisby, but just really fun designs and colors. Ooh, I just don't love the nib. I don't love a Navalor nib. There are 2 exceptions that I do have in my collection in the Nautilus with coated nibs. But when there's not a coated nib, and that's not even the case all the time, but something about those nibs are not it, and as much as I just tried to push through, I could not. So the one pen that I did not end up loving, even though I was excited about it, is the Navalor Original Plus. Okay, and then for the ink, this ink was originally was a Stationery Fest exclusive, and I was super excited about the theme. I was really excited about the color, and I remember I don't think I got it on the first day. I think it just sold out really quickly, and so I think they had more on the second day, and I like rushed to the table, and I was super stoked that I got it. And a little bit it was the exclusiveness of it all, I think. And what's funny about it is that it ended up not being exclusive. They said that it was, but then it ended up becoming part of the main line. And so I guess it just like lost some of the glimmer and shimmer around it with that, which is terrible. But also it's just light. I can't rock with the super light inks. So I ended up sampling it, and that's what I have with me now, and gifting it to a friend that likes lighter inks, and it is Linen Toolbar Bubble Tea. Yeah, that's just so light. Like, you see my vibe. And then this. Why did I sample it if I don't like it? I feel like this could be a really fun ink to mix with, and also to do like backgrounds, like if I'm doing a wash of some sort. But as far as filling it in a pen as is, I don't think that's in the cards. It's so watery. So yeah, was very excited, not so much excited now. Okay, the next question is more of a chatty one. This is, how did you get into journaling/bullet journaling, and what keeps you coming back? So let's start with journaling, since that's a little more general. So with journaling, I have been maybe doing that for years and years and years, since I was super young. And I think I got into journaling through drawing. I've been drawing since kindergarten, and I kind of always excelled at that and really enjoyed it. And so through drawing, I got into storytelling and really making my own little sketchbooks and storybooks. And through that, writing notes in class, of course, and note passing and writing about really our day and what's going on and all the hot gossip and all of that. So that turned into a diary, and that turned into journaling. So it was a natural progression since the very beginning. And so, I mean, it's just like been a part of my world forever. As far as bullet journaling goes, I haven't bullet journaled in a couple of years. That practice has evolved into what I'm doing now, which is a little bit of a mix of bullet journaling and just like planning in a pre-printed planner in a way. And so I got into bullet journaling around 2018, read the book, did not post it anywhere because why would I, right? And so, yeah, the book sounded like it would be really helpful and a fun way to flex creativity in a new way. And it just sort of evolved from there. And I decided to share a flip through on YouTube that December, I think, after I was done with an entire year. And then I started my YouTube channel via bullet journaling. So that is kind of the origin story of the channel, and also journaling and bullet journaling. So very interesting there. What keeps me coming back? I'm a creative person. That is like where I get happiness and feel like I can express myself. And so with journaling, I like to look back on that stuff. I like to reflect on life happenings and stationery events and my fountain pen and ink hobby. So what keeps me coming back is the joy. Very good question. So the next question is a chatty one as well. I think the last few are. So this one is, do you feel representation in bullet journaling and stationery space matters? And what would I like to see more of, or what would I love to see more of? So again, I haven't really bullet journaled or even consumed a lot of bullet journaling content in the last couple of years, but I can speak to the stationery space, the fountain pen and ink space, because I do consume a lot of content there, and I like to be a part and integrate it into the community. So I think as far as representation, it absolutely matters. I think with anything, diversity and representation is so important. And I honestly think when it comes to stationery and pen content, Black and brown creators are killing it. Grace, Anita, I think Kristen is on a little break, but she's amazing. Tiff, Karina, that journaling guy, that is his actual handle. Eric from Amarillo Stationery. Mingo Studio is a bullet journaler that I still watch from time to time. Helen from Coffee Monsters Co. Aziza, Marina, Jasmine, Lau, Charmaine. There are so many diverse and amazing creators, and I'm gonna forget people. I'm so sorry. But also women in the space, in particular in the pen space. I feel like we're being fearless, we're being authorities in the space, and really I think creating community in a way that's super meaningful. And yeah, we love to see it. Simone's Discord, top notch. Even if I'm just lurking, I really love seeing the great conversations being had in there. And overall, I think women and people of color really brighten the community in a way I don't think gets enough mention. And I, of course, just want to see more of that. Okay, question 9 is, what drives you to make videos on YouTube, and what's the hardest part? I think there's two main buckets of what drives me to make videos on YouTube, and they're kind of equal parts now. So one is just flexing creative muscle in a way that's different than my day job. So on the day-to-day, I am a media designer. My husband and I have a creative branding, graphic design studio, and we don't do as much video stuff there, even though we are proficient at it and I really enjoy it. And there is this part of it that feels very much for me because I don't have to worry about client feedback and taste, and it's just something that I can do for myself that's creative, that's fun, that is still flexing those muscles that I don't get to use as much on a day-to-day. And so the numbers part of YouTube and the engagement of it all and the visibility of it all feels a little bit like a game that is really fun for me, and I like to approve upon with repetition. And that very early on when I started doing this, the goal is still really a goal, but for every video to improve on something or pick a thing, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna focus on that this time and maybe learn something new. And so that's kind of been the super fun part about it as well. And with all of that, through this, I am learning things that I can share with some of our small businesses that we work with, and that's been really fun. And yeah, so that's kind of that first bucket. The second bucket came with time passing and the community here growing. It's the community aspect of it. It is definitely a driver. I feel like I have friends all over the world now, and there's nothing quite like it. The support, the cheering me on, the excitement. I definitely feel a drive to keep going. I've had people come up to me at pin shows and say, keep going, keep doing it. And that really, it keeps me going. It is a driver. So I just want to keep doing that and showing up for the community of it all. And I think the hardest part of making YouTube videos these days is just finding the time to do all of the things that I want to do when it comes to the channel and everything that goes along with that. Like, at least for me, it's not just film the video, edit the video, upload the video. Like, there's so many back end things that go into one video, while kind of figuring out a schedule for filming while maintaining household responsibilities and all of that. So it's just really possibly the hardest thing is the time management, the scheduling to do all of the things that I want. There's always new ideas. There's always things that I want to push out, but not necessarily have the time and capacity for. Luckily, thanks to the members and the income from that, I was able to get an editor to help me out with some of this stuff. Francisca, she's amazing. And so that should be a little bit helpful when it comes to getting more things out between the channel and the membership content. So yes, hopefully that is interesting and fun insight when it comes to YouTube and my thoughts on it. So the last question is, looking at the stationery hobby, what has surprised you the most lately? So I was thinking about this one for quite a while, and as far as stationery goes, I had a hard time with this one because I don't think anything really is surprising me a lot, because it's kind of ongoing from, washi tape's always kind of been a thing. We love clips, we love pretty pins, all of that. But I am gonna go with the rise of junk journaling, like becoming this other, like this level up thing, because I just thought that's what we were doing all along. And apparently it just feels like this new trend, but were we not using things before that are considered junk? I don't know. But just that being such a main focus feels like a surprise. I love it because I like finding things, especially while traveling, like the little pieces of ephemera and all of that, and journaling with that. So I really love that. And then in the pen space, I feel like the last year or so, pocket pens have been coming out like left and right, and it's just kind of funny that the small, like, look how small this one is, by Pens by Pasquale. It has like a Jinhao number 8 nib. It's teeny tiny, so you definitely have to screw to post. It's an eyedropper, but like, it's so small. So it's just funny that the Kaweco, the little small Opus 88, Esterbrook came out with their pocket pen, the Niblet, the Banu Pixie, like the whole pocket pen bonanza just is a thing. I don't hate pocket pens or anything. Obviously, I have several, but I mean, they aren't my favorite. I prefer larger, chunkier, more substantial pens. And so I just think that it's surprising that the pocket pens are where it's at. So that is my answer. Okay, so here's just a little flip through of the spreads that we did for the questions. This was super fun. I'm probably gonna put some photos or something from this video here and decorate to kind of complete it so it looks finished. But this has been really fun, but let's talk about the giveaway. So for the 10K giveaway, I'm super excited to reveal that I am giving away my 2024 favorite pen and ink pair. Couldn't do 2025 because of Pilot 743 in verdigris, kind of hard to find and kind of expensive. So we went with the TWSBI Eco. This is brand new in the creme colorway from the Breakfast series. It comes with the silicone grease and your wrench there. This is the creme colorway with rose gold trim, and it is a 1.1 stub. I love a TWSBI 1.1 stub. It's probably one of the easiest stubs to use. So we have that. We have from the purple ink vent calendar Diamine Walnut, and this combination is so good. Chef's kiss, love it. So we have that. I also have the 4 Photos color swatch from Wearingeul. So you'll get these swatch cards. I think they're so cool, especially if you want to do like ink comparisons or fun little palettes for your rotation. So we have that. And then I am including some assorted stickers from the Etsy shop. Gotta have stub stand because the TWSBI is a stub. The love letter pen sticker, along with the stickers that you see me use sometimes and currently inked. So the bottles, the nibs, a couple of the swatch sheets. This is the purple one, it's not out yet. I need to get on that, so you'll be the first one to have the purple swatch stickers, and a calendar, a mini calendar sticker sheet for 2026. So all of this will be included for the one giveaway winner. How do you enter? There will be a Google form down in the description, just a few questions to make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. If you have Instagram, make sure you're following me over there as well. And then I'm just asking a question about the type of videos that you enjoy watching. And yeah, so it's a really quick and easy entry form down below. Who is eligible? This is a worldwide giveaway. So I think this is the first time I'm doing an international worldwide giveaway. So I'm very excited about that. And I will be picking a winner randomly 2 weeks from today. I'll put the date and time on the screen of the timeline here, the deadline. I'll put it up there. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for 10K. That's an amazing milestone. And so very excited that someone will win this little spread here. Again, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for subscribing, and a special thank you to the longtime viewers. I appreciate you so much. I so appreciate the support, the words of encouragement. All of it means so much. And so just thank you for being here, like from the beginning, that weird bullet journal flip through my bullet journal journey, and to pens and inks and to travel vlogs. Like, just thank you so much for being here and just always being supportive. I love this community so much, and I will catch you all in the next one.